Over the past 24 hours, a deadly manhunt across this whole region.
Suspect vehicle still outstanding at the Black Recon Titan.
Police officers hunting one of their own. A rogue former officer now accused of hunting them. 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 Them.
I'm into a lot of extreme genres. Grindcore, power violence, beatdown hardcore, death metal, and black metal are always my go-to listens when it comes to anything. However, I am also extremely invested in the world of noise music, having my own solo black and harsh noise project, as well as playing power electronics in a metallic hardcore band called Perish. Needless to say, besides YouTube, harsh noise has been a big part of my life these past few years. So when a friend sent me a harsh noise Iceberg chart late last year, I knew I had to cover it at some point. So sit back, relax, and turn the volume ear-splittingly loud as tonight we take a look at some of the music's most deafening and experimental acts around the world. Merzbow. Merzbow is quite possibly the most popular noise artist on this list. Forming in Japan in 1979 by Masami Akita, Merzbow is best known by noise heads for its sinister brand of confrontational and uncompromising harsh noise, as well as over 400 released pieces of recordings since his first release in 1980. The name Merzbow is derived from German Dada artist Kurt Schwitter's art piece Merzbow. Merzbow's music and sound creation takes many influences from music genres including death metal and grindcore, free jazz, and electronic music, as well as non-musical influences such as dadaism, surrealism, and fetish culture, the last of which Akita himself has been the author and editor of several Japanese books and magazines on the subject. Merzbow's influence can be seen far and wide in the culture of noise, metal music, and just experimental music in general, as he has collaborated with such heavy-hitting acts as Full of Hell and Boris. If you're looking to expand your knowledge of Merzbow, I recommend Pulse Demon and Venerology, as well as his work with Full of Hell, and the many albums he has collabed with Japanese based drone and doom metal act Boris. Whitehouse. Speaking of confrontational harsh noise, English-based power electronic band Whitehouse has the bases covered. Formed in 1980, Whitehouse is known for its harsh, sickening, and downright abrasive sound, utilizing a number of taboo and abstract themes such as abuse, various degrees of assault, and pure human emotions conveyed through authoritarian vocal commands and loud waves of overbearing white noise and glitches. Notable people who have worked with Whitehouse include Steve Albini of Big Black and Peter Soto, who I mentioned in my Pseudo-Scorpion video, so check that out if you haven't already. Whitehouse is a devastating nuclear annihilation of power electronics and is one of the rawest acts to come out of that scene. Releases I recommend include Birth Death Experience and Birdseed, the latter of which contains the track Wriggle Like a Fucking Eel, which non-noise fans may know because it had been sampled in the song Wriggle by industrial rap group Clipping. If you can handle it, 1998's Mummy and Daddy is a total gut-wrenching experience one can have while listening to an album, with frontman William Bennett even admitting that it's one of the scariest things he's ever recorded, stating in the liner notes of the album that this album is actually quite a worrying one for me. There's a neurosis about some of this work that is genuinely shocking and reaches an intensity that I could never have dreamt of discovering. There is no explicit sexual content whatsoever. Some of the themes can cover domestic violence, abuse, subjects that held little interest to me until relatively recently. It will be a sexy record though, in my opinion, but not in the way most people would recognize. In fact, I think a lot of Whitehouse fans may even intensely dislike this album, and by the same token, I don't think we'll acquire many new fans from it. That doesn't really trouble me at all. There's a beauty about music when, on those very rare moments, it takes you to a level where you think it can't get any better. Perfection at a given moment. These feelings mixed with some of the subject matter, however, are deeply disturbing. Dreamcrusher. Dreamcrusher is an experimental solo noise project created by Glass, and is one of the leading and most important noise acts in recent times. They have been covered by news outlets such as Spin, Vice, and Fader, as well as having a short documentary about them by the PBS digital studio Soundfield in 2020. Dreamcrusher's music is unforgiving, but has a message about LGBTQ+ and black artists' place in the noise scene, as well as any scenes in general. Their live performances are just as uncompromising and raw, featuring interactive displays of high energy and emotion. Dreamcrusher has collabed with such acts as New York-based hardcore band Show Me the Body, and even Alice Glass of Crystal Castles fame. If Dreamcrusher interests you, I highly recommend you check out these releases such as Suicide Deluxe, Grudge 2, and Hackers, all of them hackers. Prurient is the stage name of poet, musician, and multimedia artist Dominic Furnow. Since 1998, Furnow has released several different albums, EPs, and tapes under many different pseudonyms and runs the record label Hospital Productions. Furnow sets himself drastically apart from many other noise artists and musicians, blurring the lines and pushing the boundaries of what noise music is. It can be just as serenely beautiful as it is violently crushing. Prurient is so many sounds, emotions, and experiences rolled out into one. It can feel like both a nightmare and a dream at the same time. If you are looking to take a daunting leap of faith into Prurient's monolithic discography, I recommend both Frozen Niagara Falls and Bermuda Drain. Vomir. No dynamics, no change, no development, no ideas. These are the few phrases that describe French-based minimal noise act Vomir. Started by Roman Perrault, Vomir aims to be anti-art and serves as the very definition of harsh noise wall. Vomir's sound consists of large, monolithic barriers of pure noise and static, with Vomir often standing unmoving over his rig, almost always sporting the signature black plastic bag over their head. It's hard to easily classify what Vomir is, and Romain wants the project to be that way. Vomir is the antithesis of classification, the antithesis of music. No dynamics, no change, no development, and no ideas. Hanatarash. While Merzbow may be the most well-known noise artist, more people may know about Japanese-based noise act Hanatarash's live performances. Hanatarash is the hellish brainchild of Yamataka Eye, and consisted of high-energy, notorious live shows that put the audience in very real danger. Starting out in 1984, Yamataka Eye and Hanatarash pushed the boundaries of noise music, punk music, and just how far a performer can take a live show to its most brutal, most primitive, and most savage. Some of the band's most notorious and gut-wrenching performances, including Yamataka Eye strapping a circular saw to his back, attempting to cut a cat in half on stage with a machete, and, most notably, driving a bulldozer through a venue, destroying a large part of the building. This is only scratching the surface of what Hanatarash was and the importance the band has in the history of noise music. If you would like to hear more about the history of Hanatarash, then I recommend the video Japan's Most Dangerous Band by Pat Shennington. Masonna. Masonna is yet another prolific artist in the Japanese noise scene, mixing a blend of noise, space rock, and psychedelic music into this brutal brick wall of harsh noise. Masonna's insane performance and music hasn't fallen on deaf ears either, opening for bands such as Slipknot, Sonic Youth, and Beck. If you want to further delve into their chaotic discography, I recommend 1996's Ejaculation Generator. Staying in the land of the rising sun, Cosmic Coincidence Control Center, or CCCC for short, is a Japanese noise band consisting of former actress Mayuko Hino and Hiroshi Hasegawa. CCCC's sound sets itself apart from other noise releases by Hino's pure emotional approach to noise music, often incorporating strange sounds and aspects of Hino's life and past experiences as an actress. If you want to check out what CCCC has to offer, then I recommend watching their collaborative live live performance with fellow noise act Hiho Kaidan on an Italian TV live show of all things. It's pretty crazy stuff nonetheless. The Rita. The Rita is a Canadian noise act by Sam McKinley and is one of my favorite noise artists to date. Known for a huge discography delving into many topics including performance art, skateboarding, and most notably sea life and the ocean. I can't confirm this, but McKinley may also be a part of a Canadian black metal skateboarding collective Barrier Cult, which will get its own video by me at some point. MSBR. Molten Salt Breeder Reactor, or MSBR for short, is a solo noise project created by Koji Tano. MSBR and Tano's work is known for its caustic breed of unstoppable and tectonic walls of noise obliteration. MSBR is also the name of an independent record label owned by Koji Tano himself. Hosted a slew of underground noise and experimental cassette releases, often shipped in elaborate, odd handmade pack. While MSBR would find success touring multiple countries, Tano unfortunately passed away in 2005 at the age of 44. Incapacitants. Incapacitants is a noise group from Osaka, Japan formed in 1981, originally starting as a solo project by Toshiji Mikawa of Hiho Kaidan fame, but eventually becoming a duo when Fumio Kosakai of CCCC joined shortly after formation. The duo is not influenced by any human emotion or musical ideas, opting to create pure noise using various electronics and feedback devices. They're among many prominent pioneers in both the Japanese and international noise scene. The Cherry Point. While I could not find a whole lot about this noise act, which is a saying that will remain for the rest of the video, the Cherry Point's brand of harsh noise wall is a punch in the face to any unsuspecting casual listener. 2015's The Night of Bloody Tapes is heavy, harsh, and pained as it rips through 40 minutes of pure noise torture. Pedestrian Deposit. Pedestrian Deposit is the brainchild of Jonathan Borges and Shannon Kennedy. Pedestrian Deposit sets itself apart from a lot of noise acts for being highly complex and construct, with releases often taking a great deal of time to construct and plan out. Pedestrian Deposit mixes chaos, minimalism, using both electronics and classical instruments to create this drony, ambient noise that focuses less on brutality and outright harshness and more on a journey of abstract sounds and textures. Macronympha. Macronympha is an American noise group created by Joseph Romer. Romer describes the group as, more like a mirror, we reflect society. Some things you might not ordinarily look at. A dark and perversely twisted photojournalism. Freaks and other like-minded individuals aren't the only people who can look past isms and ologies to find a relevant voice. Noise is as old as millions of years of volcanic eruption and mountain erosion. The modern industry of metal and machines added more to this mix. All we do is use everything at our disposal to record the true power that had been filling the airwaves since the beginning of time. While not much is known about the personal history of the group, they have released an expansive discography consisting of 257 projects and have featured Tim Oliveira of Stimbox and Dominic Furnau of Prurient in their group at some point. Facial Mess. Facial Mess is a Tokyo-based English noise project created by Kenny Sanderson. Facial Mess's sound mixes both warped and crushing harsh noise, as well as near minimal ambience. Along with Facial Mess's various releases, Sanderson has also provided electronics and collaborative efforts with acts such as Bastard Noise, MSBR, and Sore Throat, just to name a few. Dead Body. Dead Body Love is an Italian noise act created by Gabriele Giuliani and is considered amongst one of the most influential noise artists in the scene. Many have sung the praises of DBL's densely crushing avalanche of sound, blending both aspects of extreme harsh noise and early industrial into this almost masterpiece of noise music. One such release is Lo-Fi Power Carnage, a release which showcases Giuliani's work to some of the rawest extent it has ever been. If you are a noise fan or want to delve deeper into noise, definitely check out DBL's work. Taint. Taint was a Texas-based harsh noise project started by Keith Brewer. Taint's music can be described as bludgeoning, sleazy, and downright oppressive. Brewer utilizes layers of hatred-fueled sound and textures mixed in with often sexually explicit and violent ranting vocals to create this old-school but violently effective brand of power electronics. Torturing Nurse. Torturing Nurse is a Chinese-based performance group formed in 2004, known for its frequent live performances of noise improv. Originally starting out as a group consisting of Misuzu, Junkie, Yoki, and Miriam, but eventually becoming a solo project of Junkie. Mote. Mote is a Japanese noise project by Fumiyuki Nagura. I couldn't find much history regarding the formation of this project other than it started in 1995 and had been inactive from 2000 to 2009. However, Mote's sound is insanely ethereal and otherworldly, specifically the Life in a Peaceful World release. Nagura's work on this is unlike a lot of what I've heard in my years as a noise head, and it's definitely something to be heard if you are looking for something more dissonant yet eerily crushing. Sewer Election. Sewer Election is a Swedish project created by Harshhead Rituals owner Dan Johansson. Sewer Election is heavy-hitting in its blend of industrial, noise, and power electronics, which makes the project very popular with noise fans. Female Harakiri. Female Harakiri is a Japanese noise project who, like the name suggests, focuses mainly on female suicide. Not much information can be found on this project. Nikondi. Nikondi is the work of noise pedal maker Eric Atrega. The name comes from the type of mystical idols made by the Congo people and are considered aggressive, hunting down wrongdoers and their enemies. Atrega's use of FX pedals and samples work to create this strangely rhythmic yet still bludgeoning sound. Vasectomy Party. Vasectomy Party is a small DIY/harsh noise/punk project and label run by Hal Harmon. Blood. Blood is a strange case and probably the strangest topic I will cover in this video. Started by Jesper Forselius in the small town of Narb, Sweden while researching this topic, and Forselius himself, Blood's biography lists him as one of the most perverted men north of Reeperbahn, while making some questionable inferences about him as a person. Blood's brand of sex noise would be unlike anything I've ever heard if I could find any of the releases anywhere. However, according to those who have heard his work, many say that the music reflects his sick and perverted mind, with tracks such as Piss in Her Jeans and A Pall Mall, Cigarette Burns, and Cum Stains. Cracked Steel. Cracked Steel is a noise project started in 1993 and also goes under such names as October Revolution and Shrek Wormer. Cracked Steel's sound can be described as overpowering, dirty, and a staple of the legendary Japanese harsh noise scene. Heinz Hoff. Heinz Hoff is a harsh noise duo by Matthias Andersson and Dan Johansson. Not much else can be found out as their last release was in 2018. Two Assistant Deputy Ministers. I could not find anything about this noise act save for a couple of their releases on YouTube and a list of total 8 releases this project has done as of this recording. Placenta Liposuction. Placenta Liposuction is a static noise/harsh noise project from Croatia that was active from 2009 to 2019 and offers about 50 releases during its short 10-year run. The person had another project called Takla Makan, but that ended the same year as Placenta Liposuction. So almost all the entries in Tier 10 have almost no information on them, so I'm going to quickly go through them all. Lip Cream, South African noise project and band founded in 2014. Enterfont, a solo noise and power electronics project created by RX Oroz in 2005. Enterfont's discography features a good deal of sexually suggested imagery, not for anyone under the age of 18. Upon researching more about RX and Enterfont, I was eventually led to their Tumblr and in turn their website. The website actually gives some insight into more about the project and RX themselves, showing pictures they have taken and drawings they have created. I'll link the website down in the description if anyone wants to check it out for yourself. Mindfucking Boy, noise project of Singapore-based artist Sean Sankaran, who has been prominent in part of Singapore's grindcore and doom scene for quite some time, and he still plays the guitar in the band Eloquent. Wound Policy, unknown, has one release titled Threnody for the Silenced Woman, but I could not find it. And finally, we have Gender X, which is a non-binary noise project from California. And there you have it. The full harsh noise iceberg. It's been a crazy and questionable ride full of mystery and music not meant for human ears, but it was fun nonetheless. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and go support/check out some of the artists that interested you. I'll have created a Google Doc linking to all the artist music in the description below. If you're a fan of noise music or want to support my other artistic endeavors, I also have a harsh noise project called Cave Demon that's heavily inspired by death metal and black metal from the 90s. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter or Instagram and join my Discord, also in the description. That being said, I hope you enjoyed a quick dive into the unforgiving world of harsh noise. This is Yoshimi, and have a good night.